My friends, the hour appointed by fate has arrived. I can see the sorrow in your eyes, the weight that rests upon your hearts, and the questions that remain unspoken between us. Some of you look upon me and wonder how I can stand calmly before my final moment. You expect fear, anger, or regret. But I tell you this: a person who has lived according to truth should not be terrified when the end approaches. Do not mourn for me as though I have been defeated. A life is not measured by how long it lasts, but by how faithfully it is lived. Many people spend their years chasing things that disappear. The moment they possess them, they seek wealth, admiration, and power, believing these things will bring them happiness. Yet they often forget the one thing that matters most: the condition of their own soul. From the beginning of my journey, I have searched for wisdom. I never claimed to have all the answers. In fact, the greatest lesson I discovered was that true wisdom begins with recognizing how much we do not know. The person who believes they know everything closes their mind to learning. But the person who accepts their limitations creates space for understanding. I spent my days asking questions, not to insult others, but to encourage them to examine their own beliefs. A life without reflection is a life guided by habit, fear, and the opinions of others. A person who never questions their choices may reach the end of their journey without ever truly understanding why they lived the way they did. Many people fear questions because questions challenge comfort. They reveal weaknesses hidden beneath pride. They force us to look beyond appearances and search for what is real. But truth should never be feared. Truth is not an enemy that destroys us. It is a light that reveals the path we must walk. Some have accused me of misleading the young because I encourage them to think deeply and seek knowledge. But tell me, is it harmful to teach someone to use reason? Is it dangerous to encourage a person to search for truth instead of blindly accepting every word they hear? A society becomes weak when people stop thinking, when individuals surrender their judgment to the crowd. Falsehood can wear the appearance of truth. 1,000 people may repeat the same mistake, but repetition does not transform a lie into wisdom. Never measure truth by popularity. The truth does not become stronger because many people accept it, nor does it become weaker because many people reject it. Truth stands on its own. Remember this lesson. Do not seek only to be accepted by others. Seek first to be honorable in your own heart. The approval of the world can disappear quickly, but the character you build within yourself remains with you wherever life leads. My friends, my final moments are not a reason for despair. They are a reminder that every person must eventually answer one question. Did I truly live according to what I believed was right? If you wish to live a meaningful life, do not begin by asking what you can gain from the world. Begin by asking what kind of person you are becoming. Wealth can be lost, reputation can be damaged, and possessions can disappear. But the strength of your character is something that no outside force can easily take from you. Many people spend their entire lives trying to control things beyond their power. They seek the approval of others, worry about opinions they cannot change, and chase achievements that bring only temporary satisfaction. Yet they ignore the one area where they truly have authority to their own thoughts, choices, and actions. A person who cannot control themselves is not truly free, even if they possess great riches. A person who is ruled by anger, greed, or pride is a prisoner, even if they sit upon a throne. The greatest victory is not the defeat of another person. It is the mastery of oneself. Do not believe that a comfortable life is always a good life. Sometimes hardship reveals lessons that comfort hides. Challenges test whether our principles are real or merely words. We speak when life is easy. Anyone can claim to value courage when there is no danger. But true courage appears when fear stands before us, and we choose what is right anyway. I do not stand here because I was unable to escape my fate. I stand here because I refuse to abandon what I believed was just. A person who betrays their own principles to preserve their life may continue breathing, but they have already surrendered something far more valuable. The body is temporary, but the choices we make shape the person we become. Every action leaves a mark upon the soul. Every moment presents an opportunity to choose wisdom over ignorance, patience over anger, and truth over convenience. Do not allow the noise of the world to silence your inner voice. The crowd may praise you today and forget you tomorrow. Those who celebrate you may disappear when circumstances change. But your conscience remains with you in every moment. Learn to stand alone when necessary. A person who depends entirely on the approval of others will always be controlled by them. But the person who finds strength within their own values cannot easily be shaken. Remember that a good life is not one filled with endless pleasure. It is a life guided by purpose. Pleasure fades, but purpose gives meaning to suffering. Wealth may provide comfort, but wisdom provides direction. So, examine your own lives carefully. Ask yourselves, are you pursuing what truly matters? Or are you simply following the path that others created for you? Are you becoming wiser, kinder, and more just? Or are you only becoming more successful in the eyes of those who do not truly know you? The greatest journey you will ever take is not across lands or seas. It is the journey inward, where you discover who you truly are. And that journey begins with a single question: are you willing to know yourself? To know yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. A person may conquer cities, command armies, and gather great fortunes, yet still remain a stranger to their own soul. What value is there in gaining the entire world if you have never learned how to govern yourself? The greatest danger facing humanity is not a lack of possessions, but a lack of understanding. Many people spend their lives collecting things while neglecting the qualities that make life truly valuable. They build walls around their homes but leave their minds unprotected from ignorance. They seek admiration from others but fail to earn the respect of their own conscience. My friends, do not allow the opinions of others to become the chains that bind you. The world will always have voices ready to tell you what to believe, what to desire, and who to become. But the person who follows every voice will eventually lose their own. A wise person listens, but they also thinks. A wise person accepts advice, but they also examines it. A wise person respects tradition, but they does not surrender reason. The mind was given to us not merely to receive information, but to seek understanding. Throughout my life, I have discovered that many conflicts are born from people defending what they have never truly examined. They fight for ideas they inherited without question. They hate what they do not understand. They fear challenges to their beliefs because they mistake certainty for wisdom. But a strong mind is not afraid of being challenged. Strong mind welcomes questions because every honest question brings us closer to truth. Do not be ashamed to change your thoughts when you discover something greater. The foolish person believes changing their mind is a sign of weakness. The wise person understands that growth requires humility. A tree that refuses to bend in the storm eventually breaks, but the one that adapts survives. My life has been dedicated to this pursuit of wisdom, not the wisdom that brings applause, riches, or power, but the wisdom that transforms the character of a person. For what benefit is knowledge if it does not make us better human beings? A person who knows many things but lacks kindness is still incomplete. A person who speaks beautifully but acts unjustly has learned words, but not wisdom. True knowledge is revealed through action. As my final moments approach, I do not ask you to remember my name above all else. Names fade, statues crumble, and stories change with time. Instead, remember the principles that guided my life. Question what you believe. Seek truth, even when it is uncomfortable. Choose virtue, even when it is difficult. Do not measure success by what you possess, but by the person you become. The greatest achievement is not to live a life where no one criticizes you. That is impossible. The greatest achievement is to live in such a way that your own soul knows you acted with honesty and courage. My friends, remember that the value of a life is not found in the number of years we possess, but in the purpose with which we use them. A short life, lived with wisdom and integrity, is greater than a long life spent chasing empty desires. Time itself does not make a person great. It is the choices made within that time that reveal the true nature of the soul. Do not wait for a perfect moment to begin living according to your principles. Many people delay becoming better versions of themselves, believing they will change when circumstances improve. They say they will seek wisdom when they have more time. Show kindness when life becomes easier, and pursue truth when there are fewer obstacles. But the right moment is not found in the future. It is created by the choices we make today. A person's character is not formed during moments of comfort. It is revealed during moments of difficulty. When challenges arrive, they expose what has truly been built within us. A weak foundation collapses under pressure, but a strong foundation remains standing against the storm. Do not envy those who possess more than you. Wealth and status are not proof of a fulfilled life. A person may own many things and still be poor in spirit. Another may possess little yet carry wisdom, peace, and gratitude that cannot be purchased. The richest person is not the one who has the most, but the one who needs the least to be content. Remember also that every person you meet carries struggles you cannot see. Therefore, practice compassion. Do not be quick to judge others, for every soul is fighting battles unknown to the outside world. The wise person does not seek opportunities to condemn. They seek opportunities to understand. But compassion does not mean abandoning truth. Kindness and honesty must walk together. A person who avoids speaking truth simply to please others is not truly helping them. Sometimes the greatest act of respect is to offer a difficult truth with wisdom and care. My friends, the world will always attempt to measure you by things that can be taken away. It will count your possessions, your achievements, and your influence. But a wiser measure exists. Ask yourself not, how much have I gained, but how much have I grown? When your final day arrives, you will not be remembered only for what you owned. You will be remembered for how you treated others, the principles you defended, and the wisdom you shared. Live, therefore, with a clear mind and a peaceful soul. Let every action reflect the person you wish to become. For the greatest victory is not conquering the world outside you. It is mastering the world within. My friends, as my journey reaches its final chapter, I ask you to remember one truth above all others. The purpose of life is not simply to exist, but to live with awareness, wisdom, and virtue. Many people pass through this world without ever truly understanding themselves. They chase temporary rewards, follow the expectations of others, and spend their precious years seeking things that cannot provide lasting peace. A person can have wealth beyond measure and still be empty within. A person can receive endless praise and still be uncertain of their own worth. The world may celebrate achievements, but the soul is strengthened by character. The treasures that matter most cannot be placed in a chest or displayed before a crowd. They are found in honesty, courage, discipline, and compassion. Do not allow success to make you forget humility. The moment a person believes they have nothing left to learn is the moment they begin to lose wisdom. Every person you meet can teach you something if you are willing to listen. The humble mind finds lessons everywhere, while the arrogant mind finds reasons to dismiss everything. Remember that anger often appears powerful, but it is usually a sign of a person who has lost control over themselves. The person who can remain calm when provoked possesses a strength greater than the person who can defeat an enemy through force. True power is not the ability to control others. It is the ability to control yourself. Do not let hatred take root within your heart. Hatred destroys the person who carries it long before it affects anyone else. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting justice. It means refusing to allow bitterness to become the master of your soul. My friends, there will be moments when doing what is right feels difficult. There will be times when honesty costs you comfort, when integrity costs you approval, and when standing for truth leaves you standing alone. But remember this, a person who abandons their principles to gain acceptance is traded something priceless for something temporary. The opinions of others may surround you, but your conscience is the voice you must answer at the end of every day. Before you seek recognition from the world, seek peace within yourself. Before you ask whether others respect you, ask whether you respect the person you have become. The journey toward wisdom never truly ends. Each day presents new questions, new challenges, and new opportunities to grow. Do not fear these challenges. They are the tools through which the soul is shaped. If my life has given you any lesson, let it be this: protect your mind from ignorance, your heart from hatred, and your character from corruption. Seek truth. Choose virtue. Live with purpose. For a life guided by wisdom is a life that no force can truly defeat. My friends, before I leave this world, I want you to understand that the greatest battle a person will ever face is not against enemies outside themselves, but against the weaknesses within their own hearts. A person may defeat armies, gain influence, and be praised by thousands, yet remain defeated by their own fears, desires, and ignorance. Do not spend your life trying to impress those who do not understand your journey. The world will always have people who judge what they cannot see and criticize what they cannot understand. But a person who knows their purpose does not need constant approval. They walk with confidence because their strength comes from within. Remember that every action you take is a message to your future self. The choices you make today shape the person you will become tomorrow. A careless thought can become a careless habit. A careless habit can become a careless life. But a disciplined mind can transform even the smallest actions into greatness. Do not underestimate the power of small decisions. A single moment of honesty can define your character. A single act of courage can change the direction of your life. A single question can open the door to wisdom that was hidden before. Many people search for greatness in the eyes of others. But true greatness is found in the quiet moments when no one is watching. It is found when you choose kindness without expecting a reward. When you choose truth, even when a lie would be easier. And when you remain faithful to your principles, even when the world tells you to abandon them. My friends, do not fear the challenges that come before you. A life without challenges is a life without growth. The stone is shaped by pressure. The mind is sharpened by questions. And the soul is strengthened through trials. If you ever feel lost, return to the wisdom within yourself. Ask what is right, not what is popular. Ask what creates virtue, not what creates temporary pleasure. Ask what builds your character, not what simply benefits your comfort. One day, every person will stand before their own final moment. On that day, possessions will no longer matter. Titles will no longer matter, and the opinions of others will no longer matter. The only thing that will remain is the person you chose to become. So live each day with awareness. Speak with honesty. Act with courage. Treat others with compassion. And never stop searching for wisdom. My time may be coming to an end, but the search for truth must continue through all of you. Carry these lessons forward. Question deeply, think clearly, and live with purpose. If this is the last time you hear my voice, remember not my final moment, but the message I leave behind. Guard your soul. Seek wisdom. Choose virtue. And if you wish to continue learning these timeless lessons, follow for more, because tomorrow is never promised. And this may be the last time you hear these words from me.